Gaia's Vault. Today is this prison's birthday, and it is one of the most famous prisons ever created. Not only is it an icon, but it has revolutionized so many aspects of prison building. But what you have to realize is Gaia's Vault was a pioneer, and that means it was the prison that set the bar for so many others. And it set the bar pretty low. Gaia's Vault is the perfect prison with multiple keycard readers and a mandatory trigger lockdown button in every single guard room. The outer portal can be activated from the inside, because we can't expect anyone to be competent enough to light it from the outside. The composter X-ray glitch, which still needs pumpkin pie, is tactically positioned just out of hearing range inside an area band so that this control room can't even be accessed 90% of the time. That is because of Gaia's Vault's revolutionary comparator chunk band. Of course, this can't be a Sven prison without 2 kill checks, because we don't trust the first one. But don't let the redundant kill checks make you think that this prison is unnecessarily expensive. We always try to be cost efficient in every situation. You weren't meant to see those. Of course, we've killed literally thousands of withers just to fill our prison with thousands and thousands of beacons. But don't worry, because taking the time to craft all these beacons was completely worth the price. After all, it is more than probable that someone will sneak items past both of the first kill checks and somehow be able to pearl glitch through the trapdoors. But in the very likely event that they somehow pearl glitch out of the trapdoor hallway, the beacons that are above them will make it impossible to get upwards to the next room, making trying to pearl glitch into the guard room completely impractical. Oh hey, this is a guard hallway. Of course, the security process is taken so seriously that not only do we have redundant kill checks, we have a different control room for every single hallway in the entire entrance process. But don't worry, because after going through all the kill checks, all the 2-player checks, and all other security, we make sure to give the visitor an Ender Pearl so that they can get all their items back with the Ender Pearl exploit. But don't even think about trying the End exploit, because we can definitely verify that's impossible. All visitors must right-click this obstructed bed after they've already visited the cell. But how can a visitor break in when they have to go through 15 different doors to get to the cell? This feels like a good time to remind you that Gaia's Vault was designed to be as cheap as possible. So welcome to Gaia's Vault, a prison with 13 Elder Guardian cages, because we don't know what Elder Guardian range is. A prison that makes sure that all of its hundreds of outer area bands aren't being protected by the wither walls. A prison that didn't have enough trap portals on the outside, so we added a completely valid one right here, tactically placed within range of the Elder Guardians. A prison that uses so many slime blocks for vertical redstone that we started doing it horizontally just for fun, making our redstone slower than the rest. A prison that literally installed its own L. A prison that didn't trust its cobblestone generators, so it added netherite to make it more secure. But it didn't trust its netherite, so it added end crystals, making the netherite useless. But most importantly, a prison so redundant they needed an entire Discord server just to train people for months to be a guard. And like I said, it's been 7 months since the last update to Gaia's Vault. So suffice it to say, I think that such a glorious and iconic prison deserves to be recreated by someone competent. So allow me to introduce Gaia's Vault version It's Been 7 Months and I'm Sick of Waiting. So, Corey, Alice, and I decided to challenge ourselves to recreate Gaia's Vault. Corey would decorate the outside and I'd redesign the entire interior. I have to be completely honest with you, I did not put as much work into this as Corey did. So this is the interior of Gaia's Vault Ipsimiso. Now, I have to explain a few things before I show you more closely. First of all, I'm not the first person to recreate Gaia's Vault. I'm just the first person to admit it. Second, I had to follow a few rules in making it similar. Namely, I have to keep the same general structures, that there are multiple bands around the prison that band certain squares in a grid. You have a section where the entrance portal is, a section with the visiting process, a section where the cells are, and a section with the guard room. Just like in Gaia's Vault, you can see a model of this in the warden room. We have the portal band, the visitor band, the cell band, and of course this right here would be the suicide switch. Now, In the days of Gaia's Vault, they didn't have entity bands, nor do I have space to place entity bands, so instead, I've just added tons of item bands. And every single one of them uses a hopper clock, because apparently that's the only way you can make a band. So you'd enter the prison as you would any other, with the one band activating, and you'd go down this hallway of trapdoors. Now, one thing that I thought Gaia's Vault was missing inside the overworld was lockers. So we've made sure to add the lockers back. There's now 6 of them. Now, of course, there's no reason for there to be 6, but come on, I've got to keep some redundancy from the original. So next, you'll go through some kind of sliding door, because that adds extra security. And you'll go through this kill check right here by right-clicking this bed, and then you'll kill yourself using lava, which doesn't have to be refilled like harming potion. Oh, and the thing keeping you from sleeping in the bed is this creeper. Haha, haha, get it? Get it? It's a creeper. So the end exploit prevention works the same way as any other one of my prisons. When you die, your respawn point is obstructed. After you die, it gets retracted, and when you step on this pressure plate, it immediately gets obstructed again, and this will not get retracted until the visit ends. So the next step is you'll go up this elevator into this room and down another hallway of trapdoors. Now, to keep some semblance with the original, I thought it was still important that we have a visitor stasis chamber. The problem with that is visitor stasis chambers are stupid, because of course, if I throw this pearl and miss, I can use it to get items. So that's why we've placed it here. If the visitor fails to throw this pearl, then they have to go down, and they'll go through a gate which brings them back to the first kill check right here. They have to do the first kill check again just in case. But of course, that's probably if they fail on purpose. It's pretty much impossible to fail on accident. Just look straight down and right click. There's a reason the stasis chamber is down there. We'll see in a little bit. So after you set your stasis chamber, you'll go down another long hallway of zigzag doors, because I don't know what you add to Gaia's Vault, and you'll come into here. Now, Gaia's Vault had 4 cells, just like ours does, but we've decided to make them better. First of all, they've been decorated, and they don't have end crystals, because end crystals are stupid. But second, even though we only have 4 cells, we don't have 4 prisoner capacity. We actually have 16. Each cell can hold up to 4 prisoners. We have 16 beds below the prison, 1 of each color. And the bed color you have as a prisoner is how you're identified. I thought this was really creative. Each one of these beds is opened up by one of these netherite block gates. So a guard in this room, which I call the Gaia's Vault room because of the text, can just step on one of these 16 pressure plates and it will retract the block in front of the bed that the prisoner entering is using. After they set their bed, there's lava at the end of every hallway where they can die. Now, visitors won't go down this chute, of course. They'll go over here. A guard will retract the blocks in front of the cell they're entering, and then they'll drop in with the prisoner. Now, when the visitor stasis activates, this magic happens. Suddenly, you're in this hallway you don't think you've ever been in before, but when you go down this hallway, there's where the kill check happened. Here's the lockers where you can get your stuff back, and that's the exit portal. And we've made sure to put the stasis chamber back at the beginning of the prison. Within range of the portal ban I mentioned before, so if you use the Ender Pearl exploit, it doesn't even matter. Of course, this does have the downside that you can't start another visit till the visitor dies, so they lose their bed, but whatever. Now let's talk about the guard rooms. There's still a lot of controls, but there's a lot less controls. This is literally all of them. And even a useless alarm. So yes, this version of Gaia's Vault also has an alarm. It's completely useless, but it exists. Of course, the guards are also decked out with a ton of gear. We're equipped with ender chests, shulker breakers, stasis chambers. Now obviously we have a superior composter glitch that doesn't use pumpkin pie and can see all the cells completely clearly. What's more is every single one of them is just barely outside of the range of the cell ban. So you can area ban sections of the visiting process without banning the guards and the composters. You can have access to all the cell controls I mentioned earlier. There's this beautiful farm right here, and if you go into this door, there's this epic cave. I'll be honest, we just had a lot of extra space and this looks very cool. So, you know, why not add a bit of theming to Gaia's Vault? This was all, of course, decorated by Coriolis, by the way. I didn't do this part of the interior. And the final section of the guard hallway leads over here to each individual guard's beds. Now, all 4 of the guard beds go to this shulker right here and straight up to this exact point, and there's a reason for that. If you're a guard in Gaia's Vault trying to exit, the process is so simple, I'll do it all in one take. You basically put 3 slime blocks right here where your spawn point is, put an ender pearl in your ender chest, burn yourself in the lava, and when you respawn, you'll be on top of the prison. What's more, your respawn point is right here, and you can barely see it, but there's a pressure plate. And when you respawn, you step on the pressure plate, and it exposes a hidden ender chest you can use to take your ender pearl, and fly away to freedom. Some bonus features. Everything is built below y=70, so portaling in here is basically impossible. There's only one guardian cage in the center, which barely has enough range to cover everything, and it's just out of range of being TNT minecarted by the portals. The suicide switch is obviously below y=48. There's this area right here that's course route proof where the guards can pearl glitch into these redstone lines in case someone from the entrance process is trying to get to the guard room via chorus route, which is A, unlucky, and B, even if you are lucky and the guards pearl glitching from this room can't stop you in time, this version of Gaia's Vault isn't as merciful about the suicide switch, so that's not happening. I've also added an Elios auto panic right here because, you know, I'm cool. And of course, the only thing stopping the prisoners from respawning literally in the guard room is a bit of very explodable glass. So with all of this, I can now safely say Gaia's Vault version Ipsimiso is the perfect I'm kidding. Look, honestly, this isn't the perfect prison. It's just my really clean recreation of Gaia's Vault. And honestly, I think it's really polished. While it's certainly not the most secure, it's pretty nifty. And I think all the redstone is very user-friendly. So yeah, definitely download this. Feel free to do whatever you want. The guard protocols here are way simpler. You could probably learn everything in under an hour. And yeah, I think that pretty much concludes my showcase of this prison. So, you know, happy birthday, Gaia's Vault, and see ya.